as we know, you can make all the money in the world and still be miserable, but it's kind of finding what really fulfills you. And for me, man, I got to say, like, it's really, really simple things. Like, for example, I had a squatter in a property that I purchased recently, and getting her out was not easy. So I'm the third owner on this property trying to get this squatter out. No one's able to. If anyone's familiar with California squatter laws, they're not very landlord friendly. They're very tenant friendly, right? But, I was able to go in there, figure out exactly what she needed, which was housing, a place to go, solve that need for her, and get her out in less than 30 days of me acquiring the property, after people have been trying for a year. So, taking that approach of, everyone's just like, I don't care if this crackhead sleeps under a bridge, but it's like, hey, let me see if this human being needs anything. And because I know that I'm not going to be able to fulfill my goal and my need, which is having that unit vacant in a timely manner. I have to take the legal route, which is very arduous in California. I can just figure out what this lady needs and give it to her and help her out in the process. Sure. I would love to help you out in the process. And then the other way is just trying hard not to displace people, man. Every property that we buy, and that's kind of why I like hotels too, there's no displacement involved. I really don't like displacing tenants. We got to remember that as real estate investors, we are dealing with the human necessity, which is housing. Housing is a human necessity, and it has to be dealt with accordingly, and the people have to be treated accordingly. So that's kind of how a big part of my impact is, just being completely different when it comes to tenant-landlord relationship.
I was just thinking on our last acquisition, the tenant's problem was that they needed a new place to park their RV meth lab, and we just didn't have a good solution for them. So unfortunately, we still had to ask them to leave. Since we took, possession of the property, we did not want to take possession of the meth lab. But yeah, you've got a great point there. Is that you often strong arming somebody is never the right solution. It should be the last resort. So, sometimes they just need a little bit of help finding that solution. Maybe it's help moving. Maybe you just need to help them, get packed up. And we've done that before, where we just, had hired a truck and helped them pack their gear up. Sometimes it's just cash for keys, and you can avoid costly evictions by just offering a few bucks towards their next security deposit, at the next place they're going to live, and they don't have that eviction on the record. So yeah, you're absolutely right. It's a solutions-based type business. And another thing that strikes me is that the markets you're in, they're not easy markets to get into. Not only are you going big with a type of, like, the methodology for real estate investing, but you're going big just in the location. So, what do you attribute? What is it, like in San Diego? How did you get into, or what was your philosophy there for starting in San Diego?
Totally, Aaron. And that's a really good point, man. And I to go back to that other question you asked me about what do I attribute to my success? This is it too, man. Is this mentality is, I found that a lot of people, like, going to meetups in San Diego, the big thing is investing out of state. Everyone and their mother wants to invest out of state in Florida, the Southeast, right? But what I found was that when you chase what's hard, right? Let's start with the simple definition of entrepreneurship, right? Entrepreneurs get paid for solving problems. So if you can solve a bigger problem, then you're going to get paid a lot more, right? And so, figuring out how to invest in a tough market with zero money, like I had when I started, is a bigger problem that's going to pay more than figuring out how to invest out of state in the Midwest, right? Not to say that it's bad to out of state in the Midwest, but I have friends who do it and they make a lot of money, and they do really, really well. But for me, it was the satisfaction of, hey, I really want to do this real estate thing, and I really want to do it in San Diego. And I don't want to do anything that's because it's easy. I want to do something because I want to do it, and it's going to make me feel fulfilled. So that was number one. Is that's a big lesson that I learned, is if I can find out how to solve what's hard, how to do what's hard, investing in San Diego, investing in California, the most tenant friendly, tax unfriendly state. And if I can learn how to make money there, then the sky's the limit. So that's kind of how I looked at it, and that's definitely helped me in the